To be possessed means that the demon has complete control of the mind and body. A demon is a tempter, tormentor, supreme spirit of evil, someone that indulges in excess. Demons have a spiritual and physical reference. All allegorical characters do. Demons, angels, and gods have characteristics and traits. Allegory means a description of one thing under the image of another. The description would be characteristics and traits. The image would be a person, a physical or fleshly reference. The two go together. Because of allegorical references or names, these images are hidden in plain sight. A demon's spiritual aspect is often regarded as supernatural, to separate it from its fleshly image. The spirit is associated with behavior. Their physical reference is government agents, a body of people, aliens, agents that act through others. Technology that enables them to assume another individual's state of consciousness. When you hear demon, they don't want you to think the manifestation of spirit through man. And they are not bothered by the church that regards demons. They're threatened by me, the woman who can explain what a demon is in a world that cannot fail. There's a plethora of demons, hardwired Satanists, and they implant their DNA in you. They put their nasty ass negative characteristics and traits in you. Recalling what I said about my bloodline and approval. So if you're reading the outline, you'll see that this area is in red. They would not allow me to edit it, so it's just kind of mumble jumbled. What it touches on is the approval. Some of the things that they might have put in my family, to make it appear okay. But oftentimes it's just coming to us with a conversation. I've had that happen my entire life. They'll bring a conversation to me and get my input on it. And I've been telling people to whoop the devil's ass my entire life. I absolutely have never tolerated it. Like, when it comes to evil behavior, and it don't even have to be evil, like I said before, evil has many faces. So these characteristics and trait manifest in many different ways. I don't tolerate that type of behavior. Never have, never will. Okay, so what I did touch on briefly was the female, just one or two examples of the female on Satan's side. You've heard all your life that they were able to get the females to think like them. And when I say that these females think like them, they really and truly do. And they enter into relationships with you just to tear you up and tear you down. They don't respect other females. So I talked about the demon, that can't manage her vagina or her life, and that doesn't always mean kids. There's so many variations of this, but the problem with that is, a woman is supposed to be or understand that creating a life depends on her. So that kind of keeps you from making real irresponsible decisions and kind of entering into relationships with guys that will not have your back. It's just absolutely not human behavior. There's some demons that do this for one reason and one reason alone, is to pretty much support the single mom plight, which is a demonic occurrence. It's never supposed to be that way. And they're driven at tearing the black families apart as it is. So I guess something that you should know, I always talk about the type of things that they say to me. So these females often let me know. They're like, we got penises that don't nobody want us to have. Like, let me know that they'll approach me with men And they have. I talk about this in some of my older videos, mostly divine disclosure type videos. Okay, so one more time, I just want to reiterate that the single mom plight is a demonic occurrence. And serpents are seeds the government uses against you. And you hear people talk about this. You used to hear it more often, like when these negative characteristics and traits would show up in their children. This was a discussion. And then now it's become more rare. Every once in a while you'll hear some folks admit that their kids do some things that they shouldn't do and that they see the devil in them. Agents are demons with technology and identities they can and will use against you. They'll even date and wed you to distract you. Like, the identity is just one of many it owns. Something else, when they this is, it's a numbers thing, and it's all about categories and tiers. So the single mom plight is one. The females that sleep around is another. Guys that sleep around is another. The guy that's a homebody and a dad, that's another. These are all different they put you in categories. So a lot of the times they'll show up and do the same thing to you over and over again, because your mind has been wired in a way that you can't make. It kind of goes into soul theft. You're not able to make the decision that you should in that type of situation. So let me tell you a quick story real quick, because I don't want to mislead you in any way. So, for 3 years I've been attacked. For the entire 3 years I've been drawing awareness in the form of flyers, face-to-face conversations, social media, and protesting. So I'm saying that if I told you, you would have had the same reaction, because you have no type of control of the type of attack that the government would make on your mind. When they want to change you, that's exactly what they do. And in other cases, those that I run across, they make sure I'm surrounded by them. So when I tell someone, I already know who I'm talking to. And they don't do anything. They won't look into anything. They won't entertain it, but for that moment right there, they'll listen. But it doesn't go anywhere else. They don't tell no one. They don't do anything. They're not eager to fight or help, because, like I said before, they know that justice for me means the end for them. Now, if you ever looked into demon possession, there's not a whole lot of stuff out there on it as far as the internet goes. But what's available is a lie. They have 3 types of categories. They have demon possession, complete control of the mind and body. Influence, meaning that you're only influenced by the demon. And they have demonization, or demonizing. So when you recall what I said previously about the entire population being linked to artificial intelligence and soul theft, the devil, the government placing claim on you early on, you realize that talking to you would have been no different, but also that these categories that they've made it seem like are null and void. There's no way that you can be influenced by a demon if you aren't possessed by a demon. So what takes place is, it's an artificial world of robots. And like I said, they have different categories, different archetypes. So this information is going to be falling on ears that would not be able to act, or ears that would not be able to act unless it hit. That's the thing I've told cops, lawyers, everything. These are the type of people that if they get the information firsthand, they don't take advantage of that. They don't believe it till they see it in the media. And then they'll jump on board. That's the only way that they receive this sort of information, is once it's in the media. It has to be on the news. And you'll find that how you view this situation without the shackles on your mind, without mind control, is much different than how you're going to view it and receive it now. It's much different than how it'll resonate. The resignation will be different because you'll be in a different frequency. You'll be able to feel. So you'll also find that you're still grieving from losses that you had years ago. These are the type of things that they put a damper on. They don't want you to feel. And they wire your minds in a way that you'll make certain decisions. So, anyhow, closing the eyes of the people has an obscene meaning. And when demons are holding you or your loved ones hostage, you can't be reached. Especially if you mention the government. The government changes their spirit, their personality, and their morals, what they will and won't do. The technology used to assist these changes are remote neural monitoring and the digital phenomenon, parallel reality. Parallel reality is used for subconscious mind attacks. Let me show you a picture. This isn't the best example, but it's the only example I have on this phone right now. I wanted to show you like photoshopping, what they're able to do with digital imaging, but it's a completely computer driven type scenario. They play out scenarios, and they implant, they add a bunch of different variations to it to change the outcome. So it alters the response, and it alters the encounter, and it alters the time that you get there. But anyhow, parallel reality. I think I'm going to be talking about that later. So maybe I should wait. Anyhow, parallel reality is where anything is generated